Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, Rovi, and MScribe, and today we're going to be talking about NAT.
Yeah, dude.
We're not going to make it, dude.
No, we are going to make it. You not going to make it if you fade NAT, right?
Yeah.
Get your NAT speak together, dude. So, yeah, not only do we launch Bitcoin's most interesting token of about 9 or 10 months ago or so.
Yes.
Right?
November.
January of this year.
No, it launched
well, that's right.
November 20th, 2023, dude. We're almost at a
Shit.
year mark.
We are. I totally, for some reason, I thought we did that in January.
No way, dude. It was index in January.
That's right. That's what happened. Well,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like when it actually came to life.
I know. I mean, we've done so much in a year.
Right.
Actually, less time because it was index in January.
Okay. Yeah. So not only did we do that, but we also invented a new language. It's called NAT speak, dude.
That's right.
If you get on Twitter with me as I bull post 24/7, I'm exercising my new language as frequently as possible.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, dude.
Thanks, dude. So we'll explain NAT speak a little bit later. But yeah.
All right. So where did NAT come from? It came from DMT, digital matter theory.
Yeah, we never actually I don't think we've ever really done a full video on this token since we deployed it. Like even
Correct.
then, like you said, it wasn't fully talking about this token.
No, it was talking about DMT.
Yeah, so
And like the first token was NAT.
yeah, and we were thinking about that. Like that's kind of egregious that we've never done like a full deep dive on this token.
Right.
But as we're gonna identify, the market has kind of like shifted our mentality in a sense to like,
yes.
we really gotta like lock in and hone in on this value prop, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Murad.
that's there you go.
So this is quite the read, but I find it pretty interesting because Bitcoin is producing these assets, and it's been producing these assets since day one.
Right. So that's task number one, right? Like if you're trying to DMT pill your fellow lads.
That's a good pill.
Yeah, it's great. I think everybody should try some DMT, dude. I'm all in favor of peer pressuring this specific, substance, right?
Yes.
So
Digital substance.
Right. So step one is you have to understand digital matter theory to understand the NAT token.
Right.
So come here to the Git book.
Yeah.
It's quite the extensive
knowledge base
document. Yeah, but you'll get the picture just like, reading through this.
Yeah. So, I mean, a quick history of cryptocurrency. We have Bitcoin, then Ethereum, and all these other cryptocurrencies. And they were all arbitrary tokens, every single one.
Yeah.
And then Ordinals came, and they sort of introduced like a new understanding of crypto, which was the non-arbitrary side of cryptocurrency.
Which means what exactly? It's essentially leveraging some on-chain component, right? A pattern, we like to call them.
Yeah.
And creating some new value to that, right? In Ordinals' case, you're enabling the positioning of sats.
Correct.
To become like the identification mechanism for like arbitrary information injection into the Bitcoin block space, right? So
and then rare sats is understanding the position of a Satoshi in a given block. And then the first sat of that block is called a rare sat.
Yeah, there's all different kinds of classifications of different rare sats, right? But it's essentially piggybacking on the same line of thinking, right? Pattern recognition and identifying value from that, right? So we continue down the line.
Bitmap introduces the fact that you can take an entire block as a district in the metaverse, and the transactions that make up that block are the parcels of that district.
Yeah. And then we get to the framework, essentially. Like now there's a unified way to essentially leverage this pattern recognition and attributing new value to that, to these different, through the mechanism of essentially registering patterns as elements, which is described in this Git book, and which is what was done to produce the NAT token, right?
Yeah, correct. All right, so then, we produced the NAT token. We released it on the same day we released the DMT framework, and what happens? 7 days later, 818,000 blocks were inscribed.
Yeah, less than 7 days.
Yeah.
And we were like violently sick while all this was happening, so we basically missed out.
We were sick, and it was Thanksgiving.
Something like it was. So we're like, fuck, dude. Like we really didn't get to like soak in it at all.
We only talked it. We released DMT Git book, and then we talked about it one other time in that same week, like the next day, because there was so much hate.
That's true. Yeah, we pissed off a lot of people, but as you guys should know by now, that's usually a good sign.
Yeah, exactly. So watch our previous video to understand what a maxi does.
That's right. whenever like something valuable is introduced,
exactly,
they get ruffled, dude.
Yeah. All right, moving on. All right, what's the market cap of this thing? It's like, well, you go to Super X, you could see the all-time high market cap was around 50 to 70 million.
Yeah,
market cap.
Yeah, so that was pretty significant because like at mint the market cap was like
5 million, 3 or 5 million,
3 to 4, somewhere within there.
Yeah.
Right. So that was a significant like initial surge. You know, definitely put DMT on the map. A lot of people were talking about it, and of course, the holder count expanded from like 10,000 to 20-something thousand.
Yeah.
Within that time frame. So, but of course, a downtrend followed, right? But we're gonna talk later why that's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So it reached down to like a mint price again, 3 to 5 million market cap, and then now you zoom in here, we got some action,
some activity brewing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why is this happening, dude?
All right. So people getting ready for NAT, 7 months of accumulation. The longer the base, the higher in space.
I like that. That's a great. But yeah, we like to see. I mean, Bitcoin does the same thing. Bitcoin we're completing a 6 to 7 month accumulation phase right now. Obviously, you guys are pretty well aware. We're teetering on the edge of like an explosive, violent like upside, right?
Yeah,
so
right on the edge.
Accumulation is a very good thing because it gives people like shakes out a lot of the non-believers essentially.
Yeah, and
it gives people who do believe like the opportunity to kind of like cost average in.
Yeah,
these are typically the guys who are like going to hold on for the long term, right?
Yeah.
But there's other reasons why NAT is surging up in price. Right?
Yeah, so let me zoom in here. So if you look at this market cap to volume, we're looking at meme tokens.
Yeah, the meme category essentially. So
yeah, so right around this time, so it was like early October.
Basically a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the inflection point.
Yeah.
Of the market cap to volume ratio here is on the uptrend.
Yeah, a lot of that, as you guys know, if you've been watching our videos, is in response to Murad's like viral presentation of like a meme coin super cycle thesis. And yeah, this is indication that the market sentiment essentially has agreed with that thesis. And because of that, the NAT token has like a new market essentially to play with, right? Play in too. Like it's this new category of asset.
Yeah. So I mean, take a look at this. In the last 24 hours, all memes are up.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah, and I don't think this is going to slow down, right? So I think this is going to be a continuation, part of this like upcoming bull cycle, just because it's a low friction narrative for retail to enter into the market and like participate in, right? So NAT token's right there, but there's other reasons other than like the meme surge.
Yeah, man. Talk about the profile of this token is crazy.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah, so it's like in the market flooded with purposeless meme tokens. Provides something refreshing for those who still believe real substance can be delivered on Bitcoin.
So this is the TAP token specifically. We're talking about TAP here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the pendulum swings back to builder emphasis, TAP protocol will stand out in a class of its own and the best infra opportunity play on Bitcoin. The biggest gains come from being able to identify those opportunities and front run this invisible hand, the opportunities now. So what is it referring to? This is the TAP ecosystem.
Yeah, the TAP ecosystem. Like we said, it's activating in real time. The token's out there, right? So we understand how critical tokens are, right? I don't think people really understood the value of TAP.
Yeah.
Until like the token is now like in the hands of a community, right? Now it's an essential component to building that community and aligning that ethos to actually expand and attract new people to understand this paradigm, right?
Yeah, and the reason why we're talking about TAP here is because TAP and the track ecosystem, they're the ones indexing the NAT token, and the whole platform is built on TAP protocol.
Yeah, exactly. So that's another. So it's just like another example of like universal alignment, right?
Yeah.
So as like the understanding of TAP and Bitcoin extension protocols, the importance of that, it's enabling things like DMT to exist, right?
Yeah.
So we got the NAT token, memes. It's objectively a very powerful mission token.
Yes.
And along with like the infrastructure that supports it is like, I mean, we're talking
amongst the most powerful.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. So why is the NAT token objectively the most powerful meme token? Well, here we go. Has 22,000 holders, bigger holder count than most memes on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And by the way, these 22,000 holders were not airdropped this token.
That's true. This was like a full on, you had to like understand like the JSON.
Yeah.
You had to like verify that the block you were about to mint wasn't already minted. So this is like a first mint validation process.
Real work had to be done to mint this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of holders who did that work.
I know. It was quite the beastening, right? So this happened one time before with Bitmap, right?
Yeah.
So this was the second time this occurred, but, way faster, right?
Yeah. 7 days as opposed to Bitmap's 30 days.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to, like, fungible tokens. It's just they're that much more powerful of a vehicle, right? Like, non-fungible assets are obviously super powerful as well. But the market is 95% mostly fungible token value, right?
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
So yeah, it's just something like we're talking about. These tokens, they have much less friction, way more like favorable market dynamics, right?
Yeah, so let's continue on with this profile. So first asset ever created by Bitcoin through the DMT NAT framework. The second full Bitcoin blockout. Bitmap was first. Fully free and fair distribution, no team or VC allocation. TAP protocol on the verge of unlocked several primitives, granting liquidity access to the token. Previous only tradable on Ordinals wallet.
Yeah.
Previous all-time high was around 60 million.
So that's important to factor in, right? 60 million was reached only Ordinals wallet.
That's right.
That's it. And so it's like we're about to activate liquidity pools on Uniswap, right? And pretty soon Taproot swap also. So, I mean, this is a big deal. Now we're expanding the access for this token. And we've been getting DMs from all kinds of people asking when this was going to happen.
Yeah, all corners of the planet.
Pretty much. And we're literally almost there, right?
Yeah, so $600 million market cap is like within range. First fungible token created on Bitcoin to have dynamic token supply logic and built using the first Bitcoin L1 programmability layer TAP protocol.
Yeah, that's huge.
First non-arbitrary supply meme token ever created on any chain. Dude, that's so huge. Yeah. Talk about a narrative.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Yeah, a super powerful like mission token, right? That theoretically or allegedly, there's only going to be like 5 to 10 of those identified this cycle.
Yeah, according to Murad, yeah.
It has to have some sort of like
unique
original like narrative associated to it. Yeah.
And a truly unique value proposition and lore to a meme token native to the Bitcoin ecosystem. You cannot do DMT on any other chain. It's only can work and make sense on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Has a diminishing inflationary rate just like DOGE, but does so non-arbitrarily due to Bitcoin bits value decreasing over time. So we'll get into it on another video, like how this works. Actually, we're going to talk about this in a second here. But poised to become a metaverse on Bitcoin infrastructure primitive as more metaverse ecosystem like the Matrix activate and support as an in-metaverse currency. Easiest exposure to the growing DMT ecosystem as it is the fungible token that represents the value of non-arbitrary creations like DMT NatCats and the Royals and Bitmap. And the list goes on.
Yeah, I'm sure you're pretty exhausted, dude.
That's quite the profile.
That's as much as I could come up with in like
I don't think memes have this degree of profile like representation.
Yeah, so it's a matter of whether or not you care, right? Like, are you part of the demographic of you want like the most simple of memes, which I understand. People do want that, right? They don't want to have to explain all this. Or you under the belief that at some point the pendulum's going to swing back to like something more objective and sensible as far as like a new value proposition, not just like spun out of thin air narrative of like just some cartoon that was generated. There's really no substance backing that value, right?
Yeah, I mean, according to Murad, this meme token is closer to a mission token.
Yeah, like we said, 5 or 10 will probably only exist or be created during this like super cycle.
Yeah.
There's going to be tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of just vapor memes, essentially.
Yeah, correct.
But you want to find these mission tokens because these are the things that will persist multi-cycle, right? And achieve a multi-billion-dollar market cap.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
So I think that's a big deal.
All right, we got another tweet by iMan.
So this is like another thing to think about, right? Is the age of this token.
Yeah. So NAT tokens were birthed at some moment same moment Bitcoin was created. It took 15 years to discover that they exist through the DMT framework, which enabled them to be distributed. It took less than a week for all Bitcoin blocks that contain NAT to be claimed through a free and fair blockout. This makes NAT the oldest meme token in existence.
I would say so, dude.
Yeah. A true digital artifact, now forever part of the Bitcoin ecosystem narrative. The mission now led by the DMT community is to discover what other patterns in Bitcoin's data will unlock the $1 trillion non-arbitrary digital economy.
Yeah, so it's important to keep in context, like, the NAT token really is kind of like a Trojan horse, right? To like shifting the zeitgeist perception of like arbitrary versus non-arbitrary, right? It's just one of the many potential assets that can be created by leveraging patterns on Bitcoin, right? We've already seen many others, like NatCats.
Yeah.
Leverages 3V pattern existence within the bits field, right?
Yeah, that was like a 10,000% return, right?
Yeah, it was massive, right?
Yeah.
So there's other patterns out there that can be discovered, and other value attributions to these patterns, and we're creating essentially a whole new market vertical, right?
Yeah.
I think that should be the collective aligned ethos for all of us DMT heads or psychonats, whatever you want to call it. So we're still in debate, like what we should call ourselves, guys. If you have any like feedback or opinion, we're gonna intro you a few options. You guys let us know if you like that.
Yeah. So looking at another tweet by iMan, this says, NAT isn't about just fitting in with the invisible hand of today. NAT is about pushing an entire movement of non-arbitrary creation to the forefront of the crypto zeitgeist.
Yeah, I literally just said this pretty much.
Yeah, and laying the pathway to the invisible hand to discover its new purpose. We psychonats.
So, okay, let me explain that. So this is what I'm throwing in there as a potential contender, right?
Yeah.
So we have DMT, right? Already, like, it has like a psychedelic association to like the framework, the understanding, everything, right? The DMT protocol. So typically there's these class of humans out there called psychonauts who enjoy essentially tripping on psychedelics just for the funsies, right? Those are psychonauts. So
is this like a street term, or is this like a...
I'm not from the streets, dude. It's out there, dude. It's on the internet, Just Google psychonauts.
Okay.
And they're out there tripping on like LSD, dude, and like licking toads, So I figured like psychonats, it feels like a good like brand association, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, as like a
So we have other options. What do you think?
Right. So there's astronats.
Right. Talking about the moon, right? Everybody wants to go to the moon.
Yeah.
Astronauts.
Or moonbound. There is fanatics.
Yeah, so this is the NAT speak we were talking about, right? It's the language of incorporating NAT wherever it may fit.
Yeah,
right?
Correct.
And so it's actually pretty fun to try and like discover these new applications.
All these puns.
Yeah, and there's another one, right?
And lunatics.
Right. So lunatics.
Yeah.
So,
I like all of them, to be honest.
Me too.
Like I'm okay with either one of the four.
So scroll down on this tweet. This is what I envision as psychonat. We're all...
Well, this is more like an astronaut.
It's true. This is kind of like an astronaut.
We need like guy just like with a trippy background. That's a psychonat.
That's the astronaut? I mean, the psychonat.
Yeah.
Psychonat. Yeah. And then like these little orbs they're just different gnats, right? You can see like a gnat floating around. There's a nat cat. There's a royal. We got vessels, bit miners. We got everything, the whole spectrum of creation, right?
Right.
That's what we're doing here, dude. We're unlocking digital matter one deployment at a time.
That's great.
Yeah, so talk about a superpower community, right? We're not, it's just, there's a fungible token that's at the head of it, the NAT token, but an entire ecosystem behind it, all aligned. We're all building for this new purpose, this new mission and it's only going to amplify Bitcoin in so many different ways.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So I have a link here from Gate.io. It was
it crashed.
It was written by Navigator, but I have it. I went through the Tor network and
okay.
Yeah. So apparently it's only available in specific regions, which was not the case a few months ago.
Yeah.
But I want to read this section here.
Okay.
And so this is in context to why we pitched it as like a DOGE competitor, right? So here's like
it's not just like arbitrary, right? Meaning like everybody wants to punch up at DOGE.
Yeah.
Because it's the fucking OG #1 meme coin, right? But
yeah, Elon talks about it.
We have an actual like tokenomic consideration in context of NAT and DOGE, right?
Yeah, so here we go. First of all, it is clear that the additional issuance of NAT increases with the increase of blocks. Like more blocks get added to Bitcoin, and more blocks means there's more NAT tokens.
Mm-hmm.
But check this out. And it decreases with the increase of difficulty. So as Bitcoin gets more difficult to mine, the number of NAT tokens actually goes down.
Right, because the bits value is decreasing, right?
The bits value is decreasing.
Right.
And so that means that, in 100 years, the amount of NAT tokens that people are minting then is significantly less than what you're minting today.
Right. So what you're describing essentially is like a diminishing inflation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So secondly, the past 15 years, Bitcoin blocks have only been more than 800,000, with 50,000 new blocks added every year. So roughly every year is 50,000 new blocks. So by 2024, the annual growth rate is about 6%, and it's decreasing year by year. For example, in 2050, the growth rate will be at 2.2%. When Bitcoin is mined out in 2140, that's an error here, the growth rate will drop to 0.0076%.
Right.
If the destruction deflation mechanism is introduced, the growth rate will be even lower. The additional issuance of ETH is fixed at 5% per year, meaning ETH continuously expands 5% every single year. And DOGE also has an additional issuance of 5% per year.
Right.
So these are arbitrarily decided by human beings.
Yeah.
And the bits field is a non-arbitrary value that is dependent on the difficulty of Bitcoin. And all this is completely non-arbitrary.
Right. So talk about power narrative, right? Like this is what we mean by the NAT token is the ultimate showcase and demonstration of, by leveraging these innate properties of Bitcoin that were largely been undiscovered up until recently.
Yeah.
Like we can create a whole new non-arbitrary like ecosystem built off of that. And there's so many applications for this, more so specifically within the metaverse context where like these things matter significantly.
Yeah.
Like, these are very massive contributions to like a potential sustainable outcome for like a digital economy. Right?
Yeah. I mean, and it says it here. So let's go back in time a little bit. It says, in comparing growth rates, it is evident that the growth of NAT is more reasonable. In 2014, NAT experienced a growth rate of approximately 10%. So that was the rate of expansion in 2014. So 10 years ago.
Right.
This growth rate aligns more closely with the progression of real-world countries, transitioning from rapid growth in developing countries to slower growth in developed countries. It also conforms to the law of economic development.
Exactly. That's why we feel it's so primed and so well positioned to, again, contribute to the metaverse economy, which is obviously our major focus, right? And expanding the DMT ecosystem, the community around that, building out more primitives for the metaverse, and the NAT token is going to be all-encompassing part of that whole ecosystem at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. So going back to Doge, what's the market cap of Doge? It says here almost 25 billion.
Yeah. After like a little bit of a surge, actually, I think Doge is up like 30% or something on the week.
That's right.
So
that's huge. That's like an additional almost $8 billion.
Power of memes, dude. It's a powerful force in this market, apparently,
Yeah.
So yeah.
So going back to Murad, now it's like, okay, so what does Murad say about memes? It says the organic meme checklist survived multiple negative 70% declines, right? Check, right? That's what happened to NAT. Positive vibes.
Okay.
Definitely.
I feel pretty positive about this, dude. I'm vibing.
Yeah. Highly active even during big dips.
Yeah. If you, again, study the DMT ecosystem.
Yeah.
There's been quite the activity happening over the last year.
Strong narrative. We have the strongest.
I think so. Maybe we're biased, but you guys tell us.
Yeah. The meme makes sense.
I mean, we have a whole language we could come up with this meme. It's are you not entertained? Right?
Dude, I'm definitely entertained.
Okay, what else?
No derivatives.
Right.
Yeah, you can't make a derivative of this on any other chain. You can't do it. No snipes or bundles. Not sure what that is. And no paid KOLs.
Yeah. So, I mean,
you can't pay KOLs with this because it was distributed already.
It's 100% free and fair distributed, right? Like if we like, what do you call it? Pre-mined like 30% to ourselves, then that's typically what people do, right? Like token launchers, it's like pre-allocate a supply to yourself so you can get these KOLs aligned and such. That's typical tokenomics, but yeah, this is 100% aligned with, I guess the memetics out there, right? Of like 100% free and fair distribution. And we have that uniqueness of the blockout distribution.
Yeah. So this definitely gets the blessing of Murad for sure.
Yeah. I don't know yet. I don't know if he's actually discovered it, but that's the whole point of, getting it now before the market like figures it out. Right.
Right. So we have a tweet here by Tap Protocol. It says trade Bitcoin and Ethereum tokens on Tap Protocol which is the NAT token, are tradable on Bitcoin L1 and Ethereum.
Right. So yeah, win more liquidity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happening now, right?
It's happening.
Yeah. So we're gonna have an Ethereum token liquidity presence at some point within the near future, and as well native to L1 with Taproot swap.
Yeah, Taproot says pair BTC and tap assets, liquidity provisioning on tap token, fully decentralized, no order book, and choose your slippage and swap. So L1 liquidity provisioning and Ethereum liquidity provisioning coming to tap.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will expand even more from there, right? It's just, yeah, so many things are aligning perfectly, right? Again, like the meme market, essentially, the wave that's permeating throughout the entire space. That now gives the NAT token like its proper market fit, essentially.
Yeah.
And like the fact that it is that Trojan horse for like this entire ecosystem, right, of DMT.
Yeah.
And then like all the infrastructure that's coming online now within the TAP protocol to support all this, right?
Yeah, DOGE better watch out, dude.
I like DOGE. But you're right. I mean, the tokenomics are sound. It's built in. It's not arbitrary. It's all built by Bitcoin.
It's gonna last as long as Bitcoin lasts.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
It has diminishing inflation rates.
Yeah, and there's something else that we'll eventually introduce to you guys that we haven't discussed publicly,
yeah.
But we think it's gonna be like the actual nail in the coffin for all their meme coins.
It's over, dude.
I think this one actually. I think we're gonna introduce a whole new class of coin.
Yeah.
Right. Once we actually do what I'm thinking about, what we're gonna do.
You gonna slam dunk on somebody, dude?
I don't know. We're gonna do something, right? we're up to something, right? But just know, it's all in the mission, the ethos of making sure Bitcoin sustains forever. Right?
Hell yeah.
That's the new injection of like this new value narrative to what already exists, right? And we're gonna make sure Bitcoin never dies, essentially.
There's no better mission than that, dude.
Yeah. So what does that mean? Find out later.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's it for us. If there are any questions, please let us know in the comment section below. Join our Discord, follow our Twitter account, ask us these questions. It's a deep subject.
Yeah.
But it's the most powerful meme, hands down, in all of crypto.
Correct.
All right, guys. That's it for us.
So.
Appreciate it, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.